It's December 4th, and it's been a while since I've done any kind of cancer update, so I should have figured this out already. I'm doing 7 weeks. I think I've completed 5, so I'm 1 day into my 6th week. But because of the holidays, so I got to do the rest of this week, 1 more week after that, and then because of the Thanksgiving holidays, I still have a couple of days to go after that. So is that confusing enough? There's 2 full weeks counting this week, 2 full weeks, and then a couple of days. So on December the 19th, which is a big anniversary for me. That's the day I went to Operation Just Cause. But anyway, December the 19th will be my last treatment. And as far as proton radiation goes. And then it'll be 6 weeks after that they'll do what they call a diagnostics CT scan to see if it has gone away. So, I got better than a 50 to 60% chance, something like that it's going to work. It would have been more chance if I would have done the chemo, but since I declined the chemo, that dropped my percentage, chances by quite a bit. But I've told people this before. When they're given those stats, when a doctor sits down and says, "Hey, you got 60% chance of survival" or whatever, I may be naive, and I readily admit that. But I think that they're not talking about me specifically. They're not looking at one specific person and saying, "You've got an X amount." They're talking about the general population. They look at your age and those kind of things, and there's no way that they can they don't know me. They don't know anything about me, so they can't factor in anything about me. So when I heard that I had 50, 60% or whatever it is, whatever that, when they said those percentages, I heard 100%. That's what I heard. When they said, hey, most guys, they're going to have 50, 60% chance of surviving this, I was like, okay, I'm fine. I'll be good. And that's the way I looked at it. That's the way I'll continue to look at it. Now, that being said, I am a realist. I know that it may not work. And if it doesn't work, we'll have to figure it out. And by the way, that doctor also doesn't know that I'm doing other things. He doesn't know that I'm taking the fenbendazole. And, I think, once again, I could be just a naive idiot, but I believe that drastically improved my chances of survival, just based off, the testimony I've heard of this drug working for other people. Now, I can't remember what I've said in other updates, but I've done all this research, and it's overwhelming. There's so much information out there, and it's not really coming from reliable sources. And I readily admit that. It's my research is coming off of YouTube comments and Facebook fenbendazole groups where people are saying this and that about it. But regardless, my research that I have done in my little pea brain, what I discovered is that fenbendazole does not work as well on 2 types of cancer. Lymphoma type cancers, which is what, I don't have lymphoma cancer, but I have head and neck cancer, squamous cell carcinoma cancer that has spread into my lymph nodes. So it is a form of at least in what I understand, what I think is that's some sort of form of lymphoma cancer. It's cancer, it's in my lymph nodes. I don't know, to be honest with you. But fenbendazole doesn't seem to work as good for those types of cancer. I've read that several times now. I don't know. I'm not getting that from a doctor. So I'm not getting that from a scientist. I'm just getting that from some dude on Facebook. And, that is where I'm getting my information. And the other thing is it doesn't seem to work as well for HPV-caused cancers. And that's what I have. So that doesn't mean it doesn't work. That means the success rate is not as effective as other types of cancer. So like for whatever reason, what I've read, if you've got stage 4 type 1 lung cancer, which kills everybody, you got that, you're basically a dead guy. But if you take fenbendazole, you're cured. So I don't know if that's true. Obviously, I don't know, but that's just the stuff that you read. It's like, man, it works really well on some type of stuff, and it doesn't work well on other types. But and mine is unfortunately one that it doesn't seem to work as well, but it still works. It just takes longer, and so that was part of my decision to go ahead and do the proton radiation. I thought, well, I can do that. Okay, so let's get to the effects of the proton radiation on me so far. For the first couple of weeks, man, I didn't hardly feel any problems. It was like the third week before I started having any kind of real problems. But when I started having them, I had them with a vengeance. And I don't want to be gross, but there was open sores on the inside of my mouth where the radiation was at, and it was very painful to eat, to the point where I thought for a week or two, I thought that I might have to go on that feeding tube, which is something that I didn't want to do. But I thought, man, I ain't as tough as I thought, This is really getting to me, and it was getting to me bad. And in those couple of weeks, I lost I'm going to say 15 to 20 pounds in just a 2-week period. Several things happened. Thanksgiving break came along, and I had a 4-day break where I did not have the treatment. And I don't know if that had anything to do with this. And at the same time, my sister, Debbie, was giving me a lot of information. I'm sorry if that dog starts barking. I'm going to kill it. Anyway, my sister Debbie was giving me a lot of information and some stuff to try. And listen, everyone has good intentions. They give me all this. People give me a lot of information. I can't just do everything that anybody sends because I'm taking this fenbendazole that is an unknown drug, and there's no information on it outside of Facebook and YouTube comments. And, there's a big controversy in the fenbendazole world as to whether or not it causes liver damage. And, that's a big concern. So I'm taking some stuff to offset that. But once again, man, there's so much information, it's overwhelming, it's hard. So I have to be careful about what else I integrate into what I'm doing. And God bless anybody. I've told people that, and they'll say, oh no, this won't hurt that. You don't have to worry about that when you take this. Just take what I'm telling you to take. I'm like, man, I appreciate anybody who cares enough for me to give me that information and want me to take it because they think that it's going to be helpful for me. But, no offense, you ain't no doctor. And, I don't know just because any Joe Blow says it's not going to hurt me, whether it hurts me or not. I don't know. So a lot of stuff that I'm being told, hey, you can take this, you can take that. I'm very careful. I have to be very careful. And I have to do my Facebook and YouTube research because I can't go to the doctor. I can't ask someone. It's a very sad situation that you can't go to a doctor and say, hey, I'm taking this fenbendazole and, somebody wants me to take this, but I don't want to know, can I take it? And the doctors can't tell you. They can't tell you anything about fenbendazole, period. It's against their Hippocratic oath, or I guess, here in America because of FDA rules. So, it's not an FDA approved drug. So anyway, for human consumption. So anyway, but one of the things that Debbie hounded me about taking or doing was, that's my sister Debbie. One of the things she hounded me about doing was a simple mouthwash with baking soda and salt. Just a very simple thing. And so around the same time I had that 4-day break, I also started doing that mouthwash. And I don't know, I don't know what caused I don't know when you have this effect, I don't know what the cause is sometimes. I don't know. But one thing I know is that the pain in my throat, although it's still there, it is nowhere near as bad as it used to be. And thank God for that. And I can eat now way better. As a matter of fact, last week, I actually gained weight. So, and I think I probably, when I see the doctor this week, I think I will have gained more weight. I think I'm gaining right back to my fat old selves, so, which ain't necessarily a good thing. But the other thing is, when all this started, I was really watching my diet as far as sugars go. But because during that 2-week period there where I couldn't eat, and one of my visits to the doctor, that doctor said, hey man, don't worry about that. Just eat whatever you can eat. So I kind of got back in that mindset of just eating anything. And now that I can actually eat better, I need to go back to that. And I haven't yet, but I need to go back to eating healthy foods. But there's still certain things that hurt, like lettuce hurts. Anyway, it's just funny how certain things hurt and certain things don't. And, praise God, praise God, praise God. Coffee doesn't bother me, and it tastes like coffee even. That's another thing that has gone on now. My taste buds has changed because of the radiation, so that food doesn't taste appealing. It tastes nasty, as a matter of fact. Most things just don't taste good, which makes it, once again, hard to eat. So not only is it hurtful and painful to eat, but it tastes like crap. Who wants to eat? But I've been forcing myself to eat. But I need to change that and shift some things and go back to trying to eat only healthy stuff. And, I have drank a few beers during this time, by the way. Anybody interested in the beer report? I have drank a few beers since that doctor said, hey, do it, just drink. He specifically said, beer is okay at this stage because it's got a lot of calories. He said, just eat, he said, don't worry about that. That's a doctor. That's not a homeopathic guy, because I know they would have said the opposite, but, it's just this tragedy that's going on here where they can't get together and find out what's, really right. But anyway, he said, don't worry about that. So I drink a couple of beers here and there, and I'm sure I'll drink a couple more, but I need to, it doesn't taste that good anyway. It's not real appealing. It's not like I just want to go drink a few beers like I used to would, because I enjoyed it and it was relaxing. It's no more. And I know that as time goes on and I get my taste buds back, that'll change. But right now, it doesn't matter to me. On the other thing about taste buds, I'm just getting to where I'm rambling, so I need to shut this off. But the thing about taste buds is almost all the effects of radiation, or almost everything, is usually temporary. Almost everything. Your saliva glands usually heal. The radiation that they're pouring into you eventually goes away. So your taste buds regain their normal, most of the time. But that's not an absolute, because there are some people who say that they never get their taste buds back, or they have dry mouth for the rest of their life or whatever. And I don't know how it's going to affect me. It's one of the things that I'm concerned about, one of the reasons why I almost didn't do this and just took my chances just with the other thing. But anyway, I did do it, and I'm 2 weeks and some change from the end, so everything's good. I'm still feeling good. I still want to give God all the glory and all the praise for me feeling, good and healthy mentally during this time. And I struggle. I have a lot of those why me moments. I'm not going to lie about that, but overall, God has given me peace. It continues to do that, and I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that He has allowed that. And I once again go back to those odds. I am confident, 100% confident that I will, I always say that God will defeat this cancer and remove it from my body. And, I'm going to be fine. But I'm also thankful for the knowledge that if that's not what he decides, if God decides to bring me home, to take me home, so be it. I'm good. Life is good. Love you guys. I'm sure I'll do one more before Christmas, but if not, Merry Christmas.